So that's our mission for this deep dive then.
Pretty much. We're going to plunge into 3 distinct but kind of interconnected experiences. Each one paints this really vivid picture of terror where a natural thing like a thunderstorm becomes this sinister stage.
Okay.
We want to pull out those chilling details, see if we can spot any common threads weaving through them.
And try to understand the impact, the psychological fallout.
Precisely. The deep, unsettling impact of these encounters.
We've all heard spooky tales, right? Campfire stories, movies.
Sure, part of the culture.
But there's something about a true account, especially one set against that raw, just immense power of nature. It really sticks with you.
It does. It gets under your skin differently.
It challenges that core sense of security we kind of take for granted. Makes you question things, the fabric of what we think is real.
Makes you wonder what else might be out there.
Just beyond what we normally see or accept. So if you're ready to journey into that unknown space, maybe confront some uncomfortable truths.
Buckle up.
Yeah, get ready to unpack some truly hair-raising encounters. They might just change how you feel about the next thunderstorm rolling in.
Let's start.
Okay, so the first account. Our storyteller sets the scene on a night where the weather alone was already putting them on edge, even inside their own house.
That baseline anxiety.
Yeah, one of those classic dark and stormy nights, the kind that just naturally makes your skin prickle a bit.
You know the type.
The wind wasn't just blowing, it was howling through the trees, like really bending them over.
Intense.
And the rain just hammering the windows, this constant drumming. Then lightning flashes, lighting everything up for a second.
Followed by that deep thunder.
Yeah, the kind that rattles the whole house right down to the foundations. And to make it worse,
Oh, there's more.
the power had gone out about an hour before. So pitch black, except for one single flickering candle.
Wow. Okay. Isolation level just went way up.
Totally. Just that faint light casting these weird dancing shadows everywhere, making familiar things look kind of monstrous.
And that initial setup, it's so crucial, isn't it, for establishing that vulnerability, that deep sense of being cut off.
The storyteller even says they tried to rationalize it, told themselves it's just a storm like any other.
Yeah.
But they knew deep down, this one felt different. That's the quote. The air felt thick with tension, like something was about to happen, something bad.
So it's not just the weather outside anymore, it's internal, a premonition.
Exactly, a psychological buildup, priming them for what came next.
And the power outage just seals the deal, takes away that basic comfort. Light leaves them exposed not just to the storm, but to the shadows inside.
You can feel that desperation to cling to normalcy, right?
They tried reading?
By candlelight.
Tough going.
Yeah, the light was too weak, couldn't make out the words, so they just gave up, leaned back, listening to the storm.
Just the wind and rain.
Until suddenly, the catalyst. A loud bang from the kitchen echoed through the whole house.
Okay, heart-stopping moment.
Says their heart skipped a beat, nearly dropped the candle. And the immediate thought, the rational one.
Wind. Something blown against the house.
Exactly. Wind slammed something, but right away, that gut feeling, that intuition whispered, it wasn't that simple.
And there it is, that conflict. Logic versus dread.
The rational brain fighting that primal fear started to creep in.
Yeah, that's a classic element in these unexplained accounts.
Yeah.
We need rational explanations, right? It keeps our reality stable.
Keeps things making sense.
But when that explanation feels thin, or when the evidence contradicts it, that's when the real disorienting fear kicks in.
They hesitated, but then, that morbid curiosity takes over.
Gotta know.
Got up, went slowly towards the kitchen. And the description here is chilling. The house felt colder walking towards the kitchen.
Ooh, noticeable temperature drop.
Yeah. And the candle shadows seemed to get longer, darker, like they were actively distorting the hallway.
The environment itself turning hostile.
Reached the kitchen door, looked in. At first glance, nothing seemed wrong. But then, the back door.
What about it?
They were sure, absolutely positive they'd locked it. Always did. Habit.
Okay.
But there it was. Slightly open, swinging back and forth in the wind.
Oh, no. That certainty, that memory of locking it, that's the violation, isn't it?
Totally. Imagine that exact moment. You're already jumpy from the storm, the dark, the wind.
Yeah, baseline fear is already high.
And then you find something impossible. Something you secured. Open.
It's pure cognitive dissonance. I locked it. It's open. Your brain just glitches.
Their breath caught. Mind racing. Did someone break in? Is someone here with me?
That immediate terrifying thought.
Tried to listen, but the storm outside just drowned everything else out. making them feel even more alone, more trapped.
The storm isolating them further.
And then, faintly, they heard it. A creak.
Like floorboards.
Exactly. Like floorboards breaking under weight. And it was coming from upstairs.
Oh, man. Footsteps. Or the sound of footsteps. In a dark, supposedly empty house during a storm. That's primal fear territory.
Instantly violates your safe space. Implies someone, something, is there, unseen.
So their heart's pounding. They turn, look at the staircase going up into just blackness.
Can't see a thing beyond the first few steps, and they just froze. Frozen in place.
Fight or flight kicks in, but it's the freeze response.
Yeah, everything's screaming, run, get out. But also that need to know, that awful compulsion.
And confront it. Even terrified.
Took a deep breath, started climbing, each step creaking super loudly in the quiet between thunderclaps, candles shaking in their hand.
Shadows dancing everywhere, just amplifying the dread.
Reached the top landing. And there it was again, the creaking. Louder now, definitely coming from one of the bedrooms.
Okay, getting closer.
Moved slow, down the hall, hard in their throat. The door to their bedroom, slightly ajar.
Just like the back door, that mirroring is creepy in itself.
Pushed it open the rest of the way. Stepped inside. And the first thing they noticed, the cold. Colder in there. Yeah, much colder than the rest of the house. Despite the storm, the wind seemed even louder in there, like it was trying to rip through the walls.
An unnatural cold spot. Classic sign.
They shivered, held the candle tighter, and then in the corner, by the window, they saw it.
The source of the creak.
A figure standing there, its back to them.
Okay, describe it.
Tall and thin, almost impossibly so. And its head was bent at an odd angle, like it was listening.
Listening to the storm. Or something else. That impossibly thin description keeps coming up in these stories, doesn't it?
It does. And that wrongness,
Yeah.
that subtle distortion of the human form, it hits differently.
It absolutely does. Our brains are wired for facial and body recognition, survival instinct. When that pattern is off even slightly, unnatural proportions, weird angles, it triggers this deep, primal alarm.
Something is fundamentally not right.
Exactly. It's way scarier than just seeing a monster sometimes, because it's almost familiar but twisted.
Couldn't see its face yet, but felt its presence. Heavy, malevolent.
Just standing there.
Wanted to scream, run, anything. But again, frozen. Couldn't move. Just stared as the figure, slowly, turned his head towards them.
The reveal.
And the face was, quote, wrong in every possible way.
Oh, God. How so?
Eyes too large,
Yeah.
mouth too wide, skin pale and sickly.
Wow.
Didn't say anything, just stared. With those huge empty eyes,
The silence makes it worse.
the air felt thick, heavy, like suffocating, couldn't breathe properly. And then the figure took a step towards them, slow, deliberate.
Predatory.
And that finally broke the paralysis.
Thank God.
Stumbled back, almost dropped the candle. Figure took another step. Same slow, deliberate pace, like it knew it had all the time in the world.
Terrifying confidence.
Turned and ran. Bolted down the hall, down the stairs, gasping for breath.
Could they hear it following?
Yes. Those same slow, deliberate footsteps behind them, unhurried, as if it was just letting them run for a bit.
Playing with them.
Reached the front door, yanked it open. The storm just hit them like a wall wind. Rain. Didn't care.
Anything to get
Ran out into the downpour, slipping, stumbling. Didn't dare look back.
afraid of what they'd see.
Just kept running, rain pounding on them, hard hammering. Didn't stop until they saw lights. A neighbor's house.
Safety. Or the hope of it.
Banged on the door, screaming for help. When it opened, they just collapsed inside, sobbing, gasping.
What an ordeal. And the aftermath?
Well, the immediate aftermath tells you a lot about this kind of terror. The figure didn't follow, not physically anyway,
Yeah.
but they said they could still feel its eyes on them.
That lingering presence. Watching. Waiting.
Neighbors called the cops. Police searched the house. Found
Nothing.
nothing. No sign of anyone, anything unusual. Dismissed it.
Stress, fear, overactive imagination. The usual explanations.
Which must feel incredibly invalidating after experiencing something so real.
Exactly. But the storyteller knew what they saw. And even now, years later, whenever there's a storm, they feel it again, that presence, lurking just out of sight, waiting.
So what happens when your reality just shatters like that and nobody else sees it? Nobody validates it. How do you rebuild your sense of safety? Is that profound isolation again, isn't it? Your truth versus the world's dismissal.
The trauma gets compounded. Alienation. Disbelief from others.
They tried to move on, but that night became this dark shadow. Every time it rained, They felt those eyes staring, haunted their dreams.
Sleep becomes impossible.
Pretty much. Waking up in cold sweats, convinced the figure was right there, over the bed, watching.
Just unbearable.
Eventually they had to move out, couldn't stay. But they carried that night with them, that indelible mark.
That vulnerability definitely echoes in the next account too, doesn't it? Takes us somewhere else. Rural Texas this time.
Yeah, an isolated guest house. We meet Alex. Another stormy night, another kind of isolation.
What was the setup here?
Alex was staying alone after a cousin's wedding. Small guest house, small town. Stormy weather again. Rain started in the afternoon, got heavier by midnight. Strong winds, too.
And the location.
Pretty cut off. Surrounded by dense trees. Only sounds were the wind and the rain on the roof.
Deep rural isolation.
Okay, setting the stage again. Alex had this habit, apparently. Late night tea, sometimes a cigarette. Around midnight, felt a bit cooped up.
Stir crazy.
Yeah. Grabbed his smokes, stepped outside for some fresh air.
Into the storm.
Into the storm. And this setup, it really cuts Alex off, doesn't it? The remote location, the trees, the storm acting like this wall.
Physical and psychological barrier. Separated from, well, everything normal.
The second he opened the door, he gets hit by that cold, damp air. Rain coming down in sheets, wind whipping the trees around.
A wild night.
He describes the scene as strangely beautiful, yet unsettling. Walks a few steps out, lights his cigarette, trying to shake off that uneasy feeling already creeping in.
That low-level dread again. The prelude.
And right there, smoking in the rain, things get really weird.
How so?
He noticed the trees at the edge of the property. They seemed to be moving strangely.
More than just wind.
Yeah, almost as if they were alive. Branches twisting, reaching out, like bony fingers trying to grab something.
Ooh, okay, that's not normal wind behavior.
Try to rationalize it, of course. Wind, poor visibility, tricks of the eye.
Yeah.
But deep down, felt wrong, off.
And the longer he stood there,
that feeling of being watched just got stronger, intensified, as if, and this is his description, the darkness itself was alive and it was closing in on me.
Wow. Primal fear kicking in.
Hairs on the back of his neck stood up. That gut feeling, that certainty, I'm not alone out here.
And casting this back, that manipulation of nature, the trees seeming alive, it plays on that deep fear of the natural world turning hostile.
Absolutely. It's uncanny. Familiar becomes alien and threatening, blurs the lines.
So he's feeling watched. Then what?
Movement. Corner of his eye. Thought it was a shadow at first. Turned his head and realized it was much, much worse.
What did he see?
Out in the fields walking towards him. A tall, thin figure.
There's that description again. Tall and thin.
But he emphasizes impossibly tall, like 6.5 feet, and unnaturally thin. Long, spindly limbs that moved too fast. Almost jerky. Unsettlingly graceful.
Not human movement.
Didn't seem bothered by the rain at all. Just kept coming closer, moving through the tall grass effortlessly, like it was gliding.
Frictionless. Unnatural. Okay, this is getting really creepy.
As it got closer, more details. Clothes, tattered, soaked, hanging off this skeletal frame.
Skeletal.
Yeah. But the face was the worst part. Pale with hollow eyes that seemed to bore into me.
Hollow eyes. Oh, man. Just drinking him in.
Alex's heart pounding, but again frozen. Couldn't move. Just watching this thing approach. Cigarette forgotten, burning down in his trembling fingers.
Paralysis again.
It stopped just a few yards away. Stared. Those empty eyes locked onto him. Then slowly raised a bony hand and waved. Just waved at him.
Okay, that is deeply unsettling. What did Alex do?
This is the crazy part. Pure instinct, terror maybe, he waved back, hand shaking like crazy.
Oh, he waved back.
Yeah. And the second he did, this cold wave of dread just washed over him. He knew instantly something was terribly wrong with that interaction.
That reciprocal action, the wave, it creates a connection, right?
Right.
Between him and whatever that is. It breaks the observer barrier.
Follows him into its reality.
And fills him with dread, like he just crossed some kind of line. He wanted to run back inside. Right?
Desperately. But legs feel glued to the ground. Frozen again.
And just then, more movement.
Yeah, from the other direction this time. A group of small children appeared out of nowhere, running towards the tall figure.
Okay, wait. Children in the middle of a storm in the fields.
But not normal children. They were all pitch black, like shadows. No faces, no features, just dark silhouettes.
Shadow people, faceless children. Good Lord.
And they moved weirdly, eerily, as if they were being controlled by some unseen force, like puppets.
Oh, that's horrifying. What did they do?
Gathered around the tall figure. Then, all together, in perfect sync, they turned to look at Alex, and they waved too, silently.
Synchronized shadow children waving. That's nightmare fuel.
He said it was the most disturbing thing he'd ever seen. Hands moving in perfect harmony, featureless faces just fixed on him, waiting. Inviting, maybe.
That coordination, the lack of features, the silence, it is almost worse than screaming, isn't it? Suggests something completely inhuman.
A collective will. Ancient, unnatural. Alex's mind just racing. Are these even kids? What are they?
How could they just materialize like that, not bound by normal rules?
The tall figure slowly lowered its hand, and for a second, everything went still.
An unnatural calm.
Yeah. Wind died down. Rain seemed quiet. Air got thick. Suffocating tension. Alex knew he had to bolt, but still paralyzed, couldn't look away.
That eerie silence before?
Wait. Suddenly, the silence shattered. A loud, unnatural laugh.
From the figure. Or the children.
Neither. Came from all around him, echoing through the trees, disembodied, everywhere at once.
Oh, that's terrifying. What did it sound like?
High-pitched, shrill, discordant, sent this jolt of pure terror through him, and that was the final straw.
Finally broke the freeze.
Survival instinct slammed in, turned, bolted for the door, fumbling with the knob, hand shaking so bad.
Get inside.
Managed to slip in, glanced back one last time.
Was it still there?
The tall figure, yes, still standing in the rain, but the children, gone, vanished, just like that.
Oh, okay.
Slammed the door, locked it, heart racing, backing away, trying to breathe. But the fear just gripping him, rain pounding, wind howling, but that laughter echoing in his ears, haunting.
Jeez. He's safe inside, but not really safe in his head.
And then he hears footsteps behind him inside the house.
Oh no, not again.
Whips around, braced for the worst. But it was his uncle.
His uncle. Okay, relief.
Relief, yeah, but the uncle looked pale, frightened. He'd come from the main house to check on Alex.
So the uncle saw something too.
Grabbed Alex's arm, pulled him into the living room away from the windows, and then the uncle confessed.
What?
He'd seen the same tall figure before Alex even arrived.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't just Alex.
And the uncle had an explanation. Or a belief. Said the figure wasn't human. He believed it was a jinn. A jinn.
A jinn, like from folklore.
Yeah. And the children, its minions, he warned Alex never to go outside at night again, especially in remote places like that.
So this account brings in a specific cultural context, an explicit supernatural entity.
Right. It's not just a random ghost. It's grounded in a specific folklore tradition. Jinn being these powerful, often malevolent, supernatural beings.
Made of smokeless fire, right. Can interact with humans. That gives it a different kind of weight, a specific identity, however terrifying.
Provides a framework for Alex and his uncle, at least. A terrifying one, but a framework.
How did Alex handle the rest of the night?
Barely slept. As you can imagine, every noise made him jump. Kept seeing the figure, the children, hearing that laugh.
The trauma is immediate.
Left first thing in the morning, didn't want another night there. The memory still haunts him, that feeling of pure terror.
And the lesson learned.
Trust your instincts. Don't ignore that unease. Acknowledging that, quote, sometimes the things we can't see or explain are the most dangerous, and it's better to be safe than sorry.
A hard-earned lesson, that primal fear, the unknown lurking just beyond our senses. It carries right into our final story, doesn't it?
It really does. This one is about inherited dread, maybe, where the house itself is almost possessed by the storm or something in it.
Inherited terror. Okay, tell us about it.
A few years back, the storyteller's family had fallen on hard times, forced to move into this small, old house near an ancient cemetery.
Ominous location right off the bat.
Yeah, rent was cheap, only option they had. But from the moment they stepped inside, the house felt wrong. Dark and oppressive, even during the day, like it just swallowed light.
That immediate negative vibe. The house is a character again.
Definitely. They tried to make the best of it, desperation. But the day they moved in, the sky was already overcast. Dark, rolling clouds hanging low.
Setting the mood.
And as evening came, the storm started. Distant thunder first. Then within an hour, sky opens up. Heavy rain, howling wind again.
Nature mirroring the unease.
Windows rattling like the house itself was scared. Not just of the storm, maybe, but something deeper inside.
So the house itself is already feeling like an antagonist here. Before anything specific even happens, that wrongness primes them for horror.
And the first night, predictably, the worst. storm got more intense. Lightning flashes lighting up the bedroom, casting these eerie, twisting shadows.
Shadows that seemed alive.
Yeah, that was the description. Couldn't shake the feeling of being watched from the corners, like the dark itself had eyes.
That constant surveillance feeling.
Thunder so loud it shook the house, echoed like a monstrous beast growling, wind roaring like an angry spirit trying to get in, rain pounding relentlessly.
Sensory assault from the storm.
Gushing gutters, muddy rivers in the yard. And then inside the house, things started happening.
Beyond the storm.
Lights flickered, then went out completely, plunged into darkness again. Only light from the lightning flashes.
Just like the first story, that vulnerability returns.
Lying in bed, clutching blankets, trying to ignore these noises. Footsteps above them.
Footsteps again, a recurring theme.
Sounded like someone slowly walking back and forth, heart pounding. Tried to tell themselves, just the house settling. But knew it wasn't true. Too deliberate. Too heavy.
That rationalization failing again.
Footsteps got louder, closer. Felt like they were right overhead. Squeezed their eyes shut, praying for it to stop. But it only got more intense.
Building the tension.
Silence. Just as suddenly as it started.
And the silence is worse.
Even more terrifying. Because, whatever it was, it's still there, just waiting, watching silently.
The unseen threat.
Suddenly a loud crash downstairs.
Okay, something physical now.
Jumped out of bed, ran down. Brother's already there, pale, scared. A large picture frame had fallen off the living room wall. Shattered everywhere.
It just fell, or was it thrown?
Unclear, but the result.
Yeah.
Glass scattered. One brother, Timmy, got cut on the chest. Storyteller got a small cut on the arm.
Wow, so it escalated. From sounds and feelings to actual physical harm. That's a major shift.
Definitely ups the stakes. And the storm outside just got fiercer, mirroring it. Wind screaming, rain lashing the windows so hard they thought they'd break.
Inner and outer turmoil matching.
Yeah.
Did they try to sleep after that?
Tried, but the storm kept them awake. Thunder crashing right outside, lightning flashing, making the room bright then dark, shadows twisting, dancing.
Creating phantom shapes?
At one point, thought they saw someone standing in the bedroom doorway. Just a dark shadow, but looked so real, almost screamed. Blinked, it was gone. But the fear stayed.
That certainty. Something is in the house, something malevolent, something not of this world.
And it wasn't just them. The next day, storm still raging. Rain still pouring.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets really scary because the experiences become shared.
The communal aspect. That validates it in a terrifying way.
Exactly. The mom went down to the basement early doing laundry. Cold, damp, dim light, eerie shadows. Felt she wasn't alone.
That feeling again.
Turned around. Saw who she thought was the storyteller standing in the doorway. Just staring. Empty eyes.
A doppelganger. Or something mimicking them.
Called the storyteller's name. The figure didn't respond. Just vanished. Poof. Into thin air.
Okay, that's deeply unsettling.
Mom rushes upstairs, finds the storyteller still asleep in bed, shaken. Didn't tell him until later. But after that, things got worse. Because now multiple people are seeing things.
Right, that raises the critical point. When a whole family starts experiencing this stuff, you can't just dismiss it as one person's imagination. It becomes a shared nightmare, removes individual delusions, cements the horror.
And that collective validation just deepened the fear. The storm didn't let up for days. Relentless rain, howling wind, constant sonic assault, thunder shaking the walls, lightning flash.
Visions of this, wow.
And here's the key quote. We all started seeing strange things. Shadows that didn't belong, figures that appeared for a split second before disappearing, and objects that moved on their own.
Okay, so poltergeist activity, apparitions, shadow figures, the whole terrifying package. Shared reality confirmed.
Makes it undeniably real for all of them. No escaping it.
Then comes the climax for the storyteller.
One night, particularly violent storm, lying in bed, power out again. Pitch black, except for the lightning. Trying to drift off. Heard creaking in the corner of the room.
Oh no, not again.
Turned their heads slowly.
Her.
Terrified. Then a flash of lightning illuminated the corner, and they saw her.
Her.
The woman from the drawing on the wall.
Wait, a specific drawing in the house?
Apparently, she was standing there, eyes locked on theirs, smile described as twisted and cruel.
Direct confrontation. Horrifying.
Blinked, lightning faded, she was gone. But the terror.
Visceral.
Personal now. Focused.
That link to a specific object, the drawing, makes it even more chilling, and that became the final straw.
Absolutely. Next morning, the mom said, "That's it, we're getting out." Storm still raging outside, but they didn't care. packed as fast as they could.
Yeah.
Desperate.
And this is where the house's history comes in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Adds this sharp, terrifying focus. Heard from a neighbor, the previous tenants, found a newborn baby's body in the trash behind the house.
Oh my God.
Looked like, quote, some kind of dark ritual had been performed there.
Jesus. Okay, that just reframes everything, doesn't it? Suddenly it's not just random phenomena. It suggests a source. A horrific, tangible human source for the haunting.
Roots the horror in this really disturbing act. Gives the malevolence a potential reason, a history. A vengeful spirit, maybe. Tormented.
That information, however awful, provides a kind of desperate explanation, transforms it from abstract terror into something rooted, something with a possible motive.
So they left. That day. Didn't care about the storm, getting soaked, loading the car. Just wanted away. Somewhere safe. Far away from that cursed place.
In the lasting impact.
Even years later, can't hear a thunderstorm without remembering those nights trapped in that house. Storm outside.
But something far worse lurking within.
Yeah. The trauma forever linked to the sound of a storm. That thin veil between worlds. Or maybe just between safety and horror.
These three stories, wow, distinct, but you can really see those common threads weaving through them, can't you?
Absolutely. And the storm is central to all of them. It's not just backdrop.
No, it's the catalyst and the amplifier. The howling wind, the shaking thunder, the blinding lightning, the power outages. It consistently creates this perfect environment for fear.
Blurs boundaries, isolates them.
Cuts them off, makes the familiar menacing. It feels like an active participant, almost malevolent itself. Sensory overload, sensory deprivation, all at once.
And the figures they see, there are definite similarities there too.
Right. That consistent thread of entities that are just off, not quite human, often with missing or exaggerated features. It hits that deep fear of the other.
Story 1. Tall and thin, almost impossibly so. The wrong face, big eyes, wide mouth, uncanny valley stuff.
Story 2. Alex's impossibly tall, naturally thin figure, skeletal, hollow eyes. And those children, pitch black, faceless shadows moving together.
So creepy. That lack of individuality, just pure ominous presence.
And story 3. Shadows that didn't belong, fleeting figures, and then the specific woman from the drawing with that twisted and cruel smile.
Shared traits, unsettling thinness, distorted or missing features, this otherworldly, often silent presence.
It plays right into evolutionary fears, doesn't it? Something that looks almost human but is fundamentally terrifyingly wrong.
And the way the stories use sound and sight, it's masterful manipulation of senses.
Totally. That faint creak of floorboards, the unnatural laughter everywhere, the deliberate footsteps, the crash downstairs.
Contrasted with flickering candlelight, pitch blackness, sudden lightning flashes revealing horrors.
It's a perfect recipe for disorientation and terror. It mimics how extreme fear messes with our perception, our ability to process what's happening.
And the psychological impact across the board is so similar. Intense fear, that freezing paralysis.
The feeling of being watched constantly.
Haunting dreams, sleeplessness, the memory just burned in. And that internal battle trying to rationalize versus knowing what you saw.
That cognitive dissonance that lingers long after.
And that conviction, that certainty they experience something real, clashes so hard with the external world.
Yeah, the police finding nothing. People suggesting stress, imagination.
While the person who lived it knows differently. It highlights that deep isolation of subjective terror. Your reality gets rewritten, but the outside world doesn't confirm it.
Compounding the trauma with disbelief, alienation, fighting that battle alone between your truth and societal skepticism.
But even with those common threads, there are interesting differences too, right? Divergent paths.
Definitely. Like the nature of the entity. Stories 1 and 3 are more ambiguous. A haunting, a spirit maybe, left kind of open.
Makes the horror more pervasive maybe, less defined.
Could be. Whereas Alex's story gets that specific label. A jinn with minions. That cultural framework provides a name, a history, however scary.
Roots the fear in a specific belief system.
Another difference is the role of location. Story 1, the house is invaded, but its history isn't the focus.
Story 2, the remote guest house. The wilderness itself feels isolating, potentially malevolent. A liminal space.
But story 3, the house is absolutely central. The old place near the cemetery, feeling wrong from the start. And then the reveal about the ritual, the baby.
That roots the horror in a specific, disturbing past. Gives the haunting a tangible, awful origin. Makes the location itself feel cursed.
And the scope of the experience differs too. First two are solitary encounters. one person against the terror. Profoundly traumatic, but isolating.
Story 3, though, the whole family. Seeing things, experiencing things together over days.
We all started seeing strange things. The mom's encounter validated later. It becomes the shared nightmare.
Which, in a way, might be even worse. No escape into thinking maybe you imagined it. It's confirmed by the people you trust most.
Exactly. Less isolation from disbelief, maybe, but the shared burden of a confirmed haunting. Terrifying.
So why do these stories hit us so hard? Why do they resonate?
Well, fundamentally, they tap into those really primal fears, don't they? Fears that cross cultures, cross time.
The dark, being alone, home invasion, the violation of our safest space.
Yeah. The unknown, powerlessness against nature, and maybe against something else. These are anxieties woven deep into us, hardwired.
Echoes from our evolutionary past, when shadows really did hold threats. That's why we focus on these kinds of accounts in the deep dive, right? The power of the personal story.
Immense. These aren't statistics, they're personal experiences. Even unverified, they evoke empathy, fear, they stick with you.
More than just facts sometimes. You put yourself in their shoes, feel that terror.
So for you, the listener, these aren't just spooky stories to pass the time, they're explorations, really, into those gray areas, the liminal spaces between known and unknown.
Between rational and terrifyingly irrational.
They stick with us because they poke at the edges of our reality, challenge our assumptions about safety, about the world.
And they always leave you with that lingering what if. No neat bow at the end. That's the power of the unresolved.
In the end, these accounts, whatever their ultimate explanations, psychological, cultural, truly supernatural, they really highlight how fragile our sense of security actually is.
How thin that boundary can be.
Especially when the outside world, like a raging storm, seems to mirror some internal chaos. It's an assault on our senses, our sanity.
They speak to that human need to grapple with the unexplainable, right? To confront the limits of what we know.
And to wonder, just wonder, about the forces that might operate just beyond our sight.
So the next time the sky opens up, the wind howls, and the thunder shakes your very foundations, will you still feel completely safe tucked within your walls? Or will you wonder if the storm outside is just a curtain for something far older, far stranger, lurking just beyond the edge of your sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself?